A viral video has been making its rounds on social media, and it features rapper YK Osiris putting his hands on rapper Sukihana's shoulders, then kissing her on the lips. Not only are people criticizing YK Osiris for sexually assaulting Sukihana, but everyone in attendance who stood around and laughed are getting heat as well, including comedians Lil Duval, Funny Marco, and Buster Shervy. This viral video was referenced with an interview clip that also featured Sukihana, where the host aggressively flirted with her despite her brushing off his advances. After both of these moments were shared on social media, the topic of men feeling like they can sexually assault and harass women because of their explicit lyrics was brought up. Today we have our comedy hype analysts Yamanika Saunders and Pierre calling in to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at the series of these clips.
Oh my! Oh, two
I make that pussy spit, and I know it do. I watched you walk in this motherfucker.
So you can tell by my walk?
I can tell by your walk that pussy spit.
Hey,
You've been over here saying you wanted to smell it.
Oh yeah, I want to smell your pussy. I want to put my face in your pussy. I need a motherfucking scratch and sniff about that motherfucker.
Scratch and sniff?
We can go to the back and I can come back and
You
give her.
want to smell my ass?
I might put my tongue down that motherfucker.
Oh my gosh, A1. You are aggressive.
She love that shit, man. Look at her. She like that old shit.
No, I don't.
You love that shit. Nah, all that shit you talk. Fuck that. You done met your match. I'm here. What's up?
So listen, hold on.
This man is
Okay.
A lot of people are sounding off on social media. Pierre, I'm gonna start with you. I know we played a couple clips there. What's your reaction to, what we're seeing? It's essentially the same videos, just different situations. What are your thoughts?
Oh man. Unfortunately, people don't realize what you sell ain't always you. Even on social media, people are flexing with new cars and jewelry and living the life. And people feel like people live that life because you're portraying that. And a lot of us know that that's not the real life. I know a lot of celebrities that don't look as good behind the camera as they do in front of the camera or on social media. But people buy into that. They think that. I remember Tupac one time telling me how people feared him after Judas. They thought he was Bishop, and he was like, that's not who he was, but people thought he was that tough guy like that. You gotta be careful when you put out that kind of stuff, that kind of energy you put out. You're a gangster. You ready to box somebody, shoot somebody, whatever the case may be. People buy into that. Not saying it's correct, but we're human, and people buy into that. And you try to sell it. You try to make people believe that. I never believe a person should be able, to assault somebody just because they think it's okay, or try to fight somebody, or grab a woman in a disrespectful way or manner because she shows herself in that way. Sure, some people are gonna be like, man, she disrespected herself. Well, let her disrespect herself. You ain't got to disrespect her. You know what I'm saying? Let her do her thing, and you can sit back, or man, or whatever the case may be. And I think people bought into the image of what she portrays. And that young man, I seen that video. That young brother thought he could kiss her and grab her like that. It would be all funny games because everyone around him was in a joyous moment, and the energy was like that. So he reached down and tried to kiss her, and she didn't really feel it. She played it off best she could, but you could tell she wasn't feeling that.
Yeah, and Yamanik, I'm gonna come to you, but I wanna read a comment that I did see on social media, and a lot of people have been saying this because, and as I mentioned in the intro, right, there were a lot of people surrounding both of these situations that didn't say anything, one of those being Lil Duval, and here's what a user said. She literally screaming, "Stop it," and Lil Duval talking about, "Kiss her with your tongue." Like, nah, it's both of them, Your Honor. Yamanika, let me come to you. What are your thoughts and reactions after seeing a series of these events happen in different situations?
I mean, obviously it is going to be the hypocrisy of male versus female, right? If this was a male entertainer and a woman was throwing herself at him, and they would have justified her being abused. We've seen it with some girls getting overzealous at concerts, and the male performer having to throw the woman off the stage. I think when it comes to women, it is this constant conversation about whether it is appropriate or not for women to have a certain persona. And if they are attacked because of a sexualized persona, then they are expected to be quiet. And I think that that is the problem. Just because she is promoting sex, she is playing a character, does not mean you have the right to put your hands on her. I watched something recently with her. This woman has children and she has a husband. And more so than anything, I'm sure she probably didn't want to put her lips on another man, knowing that she has a man in her life that is the father of her children. So you need to respect that. He was completely in the wrong.
Yeah. Now, as I mentioned, Pierre, and I'll come back to you. You know, people are upset at Lil Duval as well because you would hear him saying, "Hey, put your tongue in her mouth," instead, like almost encouraging the behavior. Let me come to you, Pierre. What are your thoughts? Do you think there's any responsibility that falls on Lil Duval, or do you think he was wrong for kind of encouraging the behavior?
Well, it was all a moment. Everybody was around. It was reckless. Yeah, of course he shouldn't have said that. Hindsight, maybe thinking about it now, I think, man, I shouldn't have said that. But in the moment that it was, everybody's having fun, laughing, giggling. And I'm not saying it's correct, but it's a different. It was a moment. Everybody was friendly, lolly-da. No, he shouldn't have said that. Of course he shouldn't have said that. But again, it was in a moment, and maybe he regrets it, or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. It's not my job to to know what he should have and shouldn't have done as far as as that moment. I wouldn't have done it. He's his own man, so y'all talk to him about it. Shit.
Yeah, Yamaneika, let me come to you. Same thing. I love to get your thoughts. People are, holding Lil Duval accountable. I love to get your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think Lil Duval was wrong for encouraging the behavior?
I mean, I agree with Pete. Listen, from a comedian standpoint, and something that Lil Duval did not premeditate and he is just responding to, a lot of times people do not like the way comedians respond to things that are in the moment. I could see if Lil Duval had planned this moment with this guy and then they were in cahoots. I think I've been in situations like that. It's awkward, it's uncomfortable to expect somebody to be able to process what's happening to them and be funny and quick. Sometimes people make the wrong decisions. What I'm saying is what Lil Duval said was not the thing to say, right? But I give him a little bit of grace, knowing that I've been in uncomfortable situations like that, where you just go to the first thing you can go to. You're not really thinking it through. So it would have to, for me, it would all go back down to how Lil Duval responds after the fact. If he is able to say, you know what, that wasn't really what I meant, or that, I was just in the moment. I don't promote aggressive behavior like that, and my apologies.